All right, Tricia,
Yes.
you asked about images as well.
Okay, so I wasn't sure if I was hoping this was the question or if it was something else I didn't remember. So that this is the, I think, WebP question. And I think, is that correct how you say it or what it even is? So there's a new like image optimization thing, WebP. And I know there are a lot of, so like I use Short Pixel. So there are a lot of different image optimization tools to basically shrink the image file size without changing the quality of the image. And so I was looking the other day and I know someone else uses it. And like when you would go to open an image in a new tab, instead of being like yourbizwatchdog.com/image1 JPEG, at the beginning, it's like CDN short pixel, blah, 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 WebP, and then / and then yourbizwatchdog, blah, blah, blah. So like, first off, I'm assuming that that's something, using something that does WebP is good to do, possibly. And if so, like, I don't even know how to do that. I have Short Pixel. I guess I can go ask them. But like, first, should I even, if it's not a lot of pictures, I could do it, but then like on future pictures.
Mm-hmm. So WebP, I don't know how it's called. I got a reader's vocabulary, so I have never heard anybody else say it. WebP,
yeah,
is just another file format like JPEG or PNG or GIF, which will always be a GIF, never be a GIF.
Yes.
Thank you.
I feel strongly about that.
Yeah, I don't care what peanut butter. GIF is a moving image.
So it's just another way of formatting. And this is a formatting that is like the name implies, really great for websites. So there are plugins, for instance, you can use. I use Imagify to convert Imagify.
Yes.
To convert all my images into WebP, so that that affects my largest contentful paint Core Web Vital, because the largest item on any particular page is oftentimes my image. And so if it can convert it to WebP, then that is a lot smaller, and sometimes it's all it takes to get that largest contentful paint down to the right space.
When you say you convert it, do you do that before you put it on your website, or you use that with that
Imagify
plugin?
Yes,
you use a plugin on your website.
Yes, that's what I do because I use WordPress. It works really well.
Now, would that go in? So I have the same thing with Short Pixel. And they have, and so I've got to look at it and see, and I think I can add the Short Pixel widget. And I think that because I have it, I just don't know that I've enabled that part. So basically you would just check and it would make all of your images WebP.
Yeah, and basically the way Imagify works is you install it and then it goes through all your images and converts them for you. And then as you upload new images, it just creates a WebP version. Now, for full disclosure, most modern web browsers support WebP, but you might run into somebody who doesn't. So if you got a client who is particularly
2010 web browser
still using Internet Explorer, they might find that their website doesn't display or something like that.
I actually had I built a website a couple months back, and it was a question about, they said, oh, the page is all messed up. I don't understand, but it looks fine on my phone. I'm like, and then I would go look at it and, oh, well, I haven't updated my browser since 2010.
There's a problem.
I'm like, yeah, it works on current browsers.
Yep. So just make sure you understand that. Also, and I haven't confirmed this, but I ran into a problem where I would share images on Twitter or Facebook, and Facebook and Twitter would not use the WebP image as the featured image in the social media feed. So, I love the Yoast plugin because it adds Open Graph and Twitter cards.
Yeah.
So when you share something, it automatically shares your featured image in your Facebook or Twitter feed. I think that's great. But it seems to me, I'm not so sure they're able to support WebP. Or there might be a different conflict that I'm not anticipating.
Okay. So that's something to look at. Now, another part of that was like what I was looking at was actually, and I don't know really when you say convert, maybe this is what you mean, but like this actually, it wasn't a whole new file, but it was like at the beginning of the URL. Is that how it works, or is that two different ways?
That's how that system works.
Okay.
What you're looking at is a CDN, a content delivery network.
Yeah.
So what that's doing is your web browser is set up, your web server is set up to serve web pages as fast as possible.
Mm-hmm.
But you can set up some web servers to serve up images faster than you can serve up a web page. And so if what this is doing is it's saying, I'm going to serve the web page using a traditional server, but I'm going to use a special server to serve up all the images. And that's going to be the content delivery network, the CDN. And so the CDN itself helps speed up things.
Okay.
If your CDN can also convert it into a WebP, fine. Google does not care if the URL is changed or not the URL on your website.
Okay, so like if it's got that, CDN blah, 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 short pixel at the front of it, then the web, that's okay for SEO. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because that will end up making that serve up a lot faster.
Well, I saw it and I'm like, why am I not using this? Because I have short pixel. And then I'm like, well, is it, I know that I've heard of WebP, I just haven't used it. And then I was like worried about the URL not being to my actual site. Okay, so both of those are good.
That's fine. The one thing I would check is that the Open Graph in your Twitter card is picking up the image from the CDN.
Okay.
That was my
so basically
theory.
I can just do something and share it to Twitter and see what happens.
Or you can use the Open Graph checker from Facebook for free. Put a URL in there and it'll show you what the Open Graph of that version will look like. And Twitter Cards has a similar Twitter app where you put the URL in and it shows you what it'll look like.
Yeah.
Just use that so that we don't have to publish something. And
I forget.
Yeah.
Okay. I've used
But
it.
I would just double check both those things because I ran into some weird problems and I wasn't sure if it was my CDN, if it was WebP or something else that was not allowing these things to show up.
Okay, cool. All right. I'm gonna put
But
this on my
WebP is
list.
a good way to speed up your site because it is a much faster way to serve images.
I'm sorry, the WebP or CDN?
WebP and CDNs, both.
And both. So if you had your choice of one or the other, which is if you could only do one, is one better than
I'd almost say CDN because it's a one-time setup for everything. And it's what affects the most pages because again, page speed is a function of the page, not the site. So a CDN would affect every page on the site. WebP would only affect the images that got converted. Now, if you were using a plugin and we're converting all yours to WebP, okay, maybe, but you'd have to do a little test. But I'd say a CDN is
okay.
If I had to pick, but most time you don't have to pick.
Okay. Yeah. Well, okay. Yeah. Perfect.
What a bunch of great questions.
Oh gosh, I didn't realize what time it was. I hope we got everything in.
We did. That was great.
Good. Perfect timing.
All right. Well, thank you for submitting questions ahead of time. That helped me a ton.